Never. Anyway, welcome everybody from around the world.
Swing it.
Daytime, nighttime, whatever time it is for you. People are coming in all the time. This will be recorded. It will be on YouTube. So if you want to see it later on, you can see it. Anyway, again, welcome everybody. We're here to share a unbelievable business that myself, Mike, and Dan have been part of for 17 months, and Red Redfern here has been over 2 years. The reason we are in this business is for the last 16 years, I've been online, and first 10 or 15 years, I couldn't lose money fast enough, okay? And trying to learn how this mess works, it's like, it was a nightmare. And finally, I started learning some skills. I teamed up with Mike and Dan here, and then we were on the other end of the spectrum where we could drive traffic, we could get people, and either the company was no good, the website didn't work, or the products were no good, or the company folded, whatever. About 30 to 90 days, everything we were ever in didn't work. No fault of our own. Even worse than that is if we were able to make a little money, we couldn't bring anybody with us. I could not duplicate what we did. No matter what anybody tells you, a lot of gurus will tell you, hey, follow me and I'll make you rich. You just do what I tell you. I'll give you a brand new website and you'll be a millionaire in about 100 days. Sounds good. It's just not true. Most people can't duplicate what they know, and most people don't know that much. And it's no fault of their own. It takes a long time to learn the little things you need to learn to market online. And it's a nightmare. It's an absolute nightmare. So, like I said, about 17 months ago, we were really kind of upset that, what are we going to do? We get in the business, it works, but we can't bring anybody with us. And that just wasn't us. I want to be able to look in somebody's face and say, hey, I want to help you build a team and help you make money, and couldn't do it. Flat right out, just couldn't do it. And so about 16, 17 months ago, like I said, I was actually looking for something I didn't think existed. You want to know the truth. I didn't think there was a business that could check all those boxes. Well, needless to say, I knew Red here and I knew Peter. Peter's another friend of Red. And I saw Peter was doing something. Now, the reason I went to Peter, or I would go to Red, is because I knew him and I trusted him. Thousands of people give me the best business in the world, right? You hear that every day. But I trusted them. So I went to Peter and I said, what are you doing? He told me what he was doing. I said, well, let me see it. So I looked at it, and I looked for these things. And Mike's going to go to this. It's really easy stuff. Everybody here is going to get it. Can I make money? Can everybody make money? The people I bring in make money. Are the products in demand? Do people use them? Do I have to fill a quota? Stuff like that. That was the main thing in the beginning. That's all I needed to find out those things. I could learn more as I went. All the boxes were checked. I signed up. Mike signed up. Dan signed up. And then we learned as we went. And what we learned every month for the last 16, 17 months is even bigger than we thought it was, which was really amazing. When you get in something like this that Mike's going to explain it, you find out what it has. And then every month you find out it's even bigger than that. We found a home. And our not a job, I don't want to call it a job because people think job, they don't like it. I love doing this, sharing this business with people because I know it's going to change their life. And I've never been able to say that in my entire career online. Anyway, I'm going to turn this over to Mike Ellis. He's going to explain this business to you. He's not going to get real, deep into it. He's going to give you some ideas about this where you can get back to the person who invited you and get all the information. One thing I promise, We all promise. You will not be pressured into anything. I don't like it, we don't like it, and I know you don't like it. If it's good enough, you shouldn't have to pressure anybody. Just give them the facts. Again, here's my friend and business partner, Mike Ellis, who can explain this much better than me. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, no, thanks, Marty. Obviously, I want to invite or welcome everybody to this webinar, and specifically the new people that are here. Today, you're going to hear some different things you've never heard before. And for me, that's always refreshing when you hear something new, especially when it's something that'll actually help you take care of your bottom line, take care of those financial burdens that we all have. And we're going to be talking about OnPassive. OnPassive is an AI IT company, artificial intelligence, informational technology company. They are a full-blown corporation. And as we talk about OnPassive, there are things that are being done online today that have never been done online before. They've never been done online, offline. They've never been done in business. And the things we're going to talk to, and again, Marty stated this, very, very simple things. Each concept that I'm going to talk about here in just a second, each concept by themselves is very, very powerful. And when you put all of these concepts together, it's an absolute game changer. And when I say game changer, I mean your financial bottom line. That's why we're all here. And like Marty, as I came in and started to look at OnPassive, I had two questions. I had the same questions he had. Can I make any money doing this? That was the first question. We're not all that different. We all want to know, what's it going to do for me? And the second question I had, okay, I am going to share this. I've got tons of people I can share this with, but are they going to make any money? Those two questions were answered very, very quickly. And the answer to those two questions was, oh yeah, you can make a ton of money, and the people that you share this with can make a ton of money. So I want to share some simple concepts with you. And as I came into OnPassive, and I started to listen to OnPassive, and I got what Ash Mufareh and his team was doing. Ash Mufareh is the CEO of OnPassive. He's the brain trust. He's the visionary behind OnPassive. He has a team of technicians in India, Bangalore, and Hyderabad. He's got about 1,000 employees there that build everything on OnPassive from the ground up. But as I started to understand what he and his team was doing, it was just sheer genius. I had never heard anything like this. Not only I hadn't heard it, but like Marty, I thought, this can't exist. It's too good. But as we explored OnPassive and started to understand what Ash and his team was doing, it really was amazing, absolutely amazing. So the first concept that I got in my little pea brain, as you come into OnPassive and you start a business, it is a self-funding business. You will come in once, you will never go out of pocket before. That was completely foreign to me, because anything we had gotten in the past, they would milk you dry. And normally the people coming in that don't have the skill sets to bring others in, they come in, they're in for 3 to 6 months, maybe a year at the max. They spend all this money, they don't make a dime, and they quit. And Marty's right. They don't quit because of mindset. They quit because they weren't making any money. OnPassive, that is not OnPassive. OnPassive, you will come in, you will pay once, you will never go out of pocket again. It is self-funding. Absolutely love that. Absolutely loved it. The second thing I thought was science fiction when I first heard it. I thought when I heard this, my initial response was, you can't say that. You can't do that. You can't promise that. And what OnPassive is going to do as you come in, they're going to force you to be successful. What does that mean? They're going to force you to make money. And as I heard that, I went, that's just bogus. You can never do that. That's impossible. And then I started to look at OnPassive. OnPassive is revolutionary. The things they're doing, absolutely revolutionary. But so is the pay structure. And as I looked at the pay structure, I started to realize that, yeah, this is real. This is true. They are going to force you to be successful. They are going to force you to make money. And as soon as I got that, I mean, it was a game changer. Those two things alone, I was in. I had to get in. But there are a couple of other things that just made this I mean, they just hit it out of the park. So the third thing is I looked at it, most people that come into a business, they cannot drive traffic. They cannot build their business. OnPassive, the third thing they're going to do is they're going to drive traffic for all of us. And if you know anything about traffic, traffic is probably the hardest thing you will ever try to do online, offline, to get qualified eyes in front of what you're doing, have them come in, love it, pay, love it, join and pay. It's a really, really hard thing to do. OnPassive is going to do that for all of us, those individuals that come in and participate with OnPassive. Now, OnPassive, Marty, Dan, and I, we've been driving traffic for probably 10 years. We're pretty good at it. We know what we're doing. When we saw what Ash and his team was doing and is doing, we were just amazed. And I'll give you an example of the sheer volume that OnPassive is doing. And keep in the back of your mind, volume. It's going to become very important here in just a minute. But Ash and his team decided they were going to test their traffic sources. And they were going to try and get 1 million opt-ins. They didn't put a time frame on it. Could have been a month, could have been 6 months, could have been a year, no time frame. And they turned on the spigots and they started to drive traffic. And as the traffic started coming in, they got 1 million opt-ins. And get this, 1 million opt-ins in 4 days. Okay? This is going to give you an idea of just how good they are and the kind of volume that they can bring into OnPassive for those individuals participating in OnPassive. Now, when I talk about the traffic in 4 days, 1 million opt-ins, that's before they brought in the AI technology that they have. That's the artificial intelligence, and married it with the traffic. When you do that, there are some major changes that take place. And instead of bringing in 1 million opt-ins in 4 days, I believe they can do it in 2 or 1 or 12 hours. Now start thinking about the volume of traffic that's going to be coming in from what OnPassive is doing to help us build our business. When that hits your mind, you're just going to go, holy mackerel, I'm in. I have to be in this company. And you have to understand, this was the vision of Ash Mufareh. With the 4 things that I'm talking about, I'm going to talk about customers in just a second. What these 4 things do is they give you a business that's automated. And anytime you can automate your business in a very, very high-tech, cutting-edge technology, you're just going to win. That's as plain as I can put it. You're going to win. The last thing that was important for me as I looked at OnPassive was the customer side. You can have the greatest company in the world, but if you can't bring customers, you will fail. If you don't have customers, you will fail. And OnPassive treats their customers like royalty. Because of what Ash Mufareh and his team have done, with about 36 to 40 products, all of these products built from the ground up, they are proprietary, they are cutting edge. As customers come into OnPassive, they're absolutely going to love OnPassive because they're going to love the products of OnPassive. And most customers, as they come into OnPassive, they don't care so much about OnPassive. They just want a product that they can use that's the best of the best, cutting edge technology that will make their job easier. OnPassive, the products of OnPassive, they're absolutely superior. And that's why people will come in droves to use these products. And they started off with an automated marketing platform. And this platform has all the tools that we use to market online. Whatever tool you can think about that you use to market online will be in this automated marketing platform. Whether it's a page builder, a funnel builder, an autoresponder, whether it's a communication module, whether it's traffic. Yeah, you can bring another company, put it on the platform on OnPassive, and they'll drive traffic for you to make that company successful. This is absolutely awesome. There are other products within OnPassive. We have only heard about 1/4 of the products that are OnPassive today. They are proprietary. Ash shares them with us when he's ready. But every product that OnPassive has built, it is superior. Not only is it cutting edge technology, but the price point is lower than anything else online. And I've been using these products for the last 10 years with other companies. And I can't wait for OnPassive with the automated marketing platform to be able to come in, have all those tools under one umbrella, use them, and know that they not only are they the best of the best, but the price of them is lower than anything else online. So as we look at the customers will be treated like royalty. These individuals, as they come in and use the products of OnPassive, they're going to love them. And I want to stick with the thought of volume, with that theme. We've already looked at the volume that the traffic's going to bring into OnPassive. It's massive, absolutely massive. But I want to look at one of the other products, and I want to talk about the communication module and the kind of volume that will be coming in, not only with the communication module, but one product within that module, the webinar service, okay? This is one product within a whole module. I believe as OnPassive launches to the world, this module will change the whole communication ecosystem online. That's how powerful it is. But I'm just going to talk about the webinar. Today, we're doing a webinar with Zoom, and Zoom is one of the big dogs on the block. Zoom does webinars with about 200 million people a day. That's a massive, massive market. And when we start to think about Zoom and their webinar service, and then the webinar service of OnPassive, there is no comparison. Understand that, none. The OnPassive webinar service does so much more than Zoom does. It is so much easier to use, and there are no qualifications. There are no restrictions. You can have one person on your Zoom, or you can have 1 million people on your Zoom. The cost does not change. You cannot say that about Zoom. And as we look at Zoom, there are also 25 other platforms that have webinar services. None of them are as good as OnPassive. In fact, all of these individuals, they use old technology, they wrap it up, they put a bow on there, they throw it out there, and they use it. And people make millions of dollars doing that. OnPassive, that is not OnPassive. It is brand new cutting edge technology. And as people come in and start to use the webinar service of OnPassive, and there's a 7-day free trial to do that, I believe that these 25 companies on these webinar platforms, I believe in a year's time, many of them will be out of business. I believe that completely. I believe that Zoom, maybe they're still in business in a year's time, but they're not going to have much of a market just because of how superior OnPassive is. So as we look at just the webinar market and the millions of people that use that particular service, the webinar service, I believe OnPassive, if that were the only tool they had within a year's time, would be a unicorn company. And that's a company that has a value of $1 billion. I think that would happen, no problem whatsoever. But that's one product in one modular, the communication module. There are over 36 products of OnPassive, every one of them as good as the Zoom that I just talked about. Every one of them built from the ground up, cutting edge technology, new technology, built by Ash's team in India, Bangalore and Hyderabad, about 1,000 employees. This is absolutely awesome when we start to look at the volume that just one product will bring in. Millions upon millions upon millions of customers coming in, and those individuals that participate in OnPassive, we get the benefit of all of that. So how do we all come into OnPassive? Today there is a position. It is the founder position, is a $97 position, and it will lock you into OnPassive, and more importantly, will lock you into the pay structure of OnPassive. It will also allow you to build a team in OnPassive if you have that inclination. That is not necessary. With the 4 things I just talked about, this is a completely, totally automated system. All you have to do is come in and participate. You don't have to build a team. You don't have to share. You don't have to sell. You don't have to buy. You don't have to do anything but participate. But if you have that inclination, there are some really tangible benefits by building a team, and I'll get into that in just a second. But as a founding member, $97, you're locked into OnPassive, you're locked into the pay structure. Really, really important to be locked into that pay structure. Now, as OnPassive launches to the world, and that is scheduled to happen 2020, this year, we will all come into OnPassive. There are 4 membership levels in OnPassive. You have to pick one of those membership levels, then you go into the back office and you click a button and you become a reseller of the IT, you become a reseller of the IT product, okay? That's the products of OnPassive. Now, as we come in and pick a membership level, that is a monthly fee. There is a product package in each membership level, and you will get to use the product package of that membership level, and there is a monthly fee. That monthly fee will be paid with the proceeds that we make in OnPassive, i.e., you will pay once, you will never go out of pocket again. Okay, so don't worry about that monthly fee. It will be paid with the profits that we make within OnPassive because of all the volume that OnPassive is going to be doing for all of us. So how do we get paid once we become an independent reseller of the IT product? That is proprietary. I can't talk to you about the pay structure of OnPassive, and that's because Ash does not want it to get out into the world until we launch this year, 2020. That's just the way it is. But I can give you a couple of analogies that will give you an idea how we're going to get paid. And as I talked about volume with the traffic and then with the customers, we get paid off the volume that lands underneath us, okay? And it's like a salesperson that goes out and makes 2 or 3 or 4 sales in a month. That volume lands underneath them and they get paid for that volume. But here's the difference. OnPassive is going to run over to the automated marketing platform. They're going to grab the tool of traffic and they're going to start driving traffic for all of us. And all of these millions of customers that are going to be coming in, and they are going to be coming in. That's how good OnPassive is. OnPassive is going to place them under us directly, and we get paid off of the volume that lands underneath us. And I'm not talking about a couple of sales. When we look at the millions of people that are going to be coming into OnPassive because of the traffic OnPassive drives, I can tell you that in my personal belief, the individuals that come in and become founding members over a short period of time will not have to worry about finances. That's how powerful this is. So as OnPassive drives traffic, they're going to be putting customers under you. You're getting volume. You're getting paid for that volume. They're also going to be putting under you independent resellers of the IT products. Now, I can tell you, we will have a lot of people that will participate in OnPassive as independent resellers of the IT product. But compared to the customers will dwarf the number of people that are participating with OnPassive. And as independent resellers of the IT product, independent resellers of the IT product land underneath you, look at it as if you had a large territory and you have people on your team, salespeople on your team that are going to help you with that territory. And every time a sale lands under them, you get paid for that. That's one of the benefits of building a team on your own before the launch of OnPassive. If you have a small or medium or large size team, it's going to cut time frames to get you to that place where your financial needs are taken care of. But it's not necessary. You don't have to do that. Everybody will get there. But if you've got independent resellers on your team, think of it as a sales force with a large territory, and you're getting paid for every sale that they make. And OnPassive, as they drive traffic, they're going to put sales under you and every independent reseller on your team. So it's a big deal. Doesn't have to be done. Everybody will get to that place where they're making money. But if you want to cut time frames, think about sharing OnPassive. A couple other things I want to talk about before I hand it back over to Marty. About 2 weeks ago, Ash had a meeting with a banker, and I'll make this very, very quick, guys. And the banker came in and he asked Ash a very pertinent question, at least for the banker. And the banker said, you know, Mr. Mufara, I see what you're doing. I see what OnPassive has become. And I believe as it launches to the world, I believe you will be or could be one of the richest men in the world. And my question for you is, why would you share this with anybody? And he's talking about us, the founding members. And Ash looked at him a little bit puzzled, and he said, well, why wouldn't I share it with them? I'm going to be fine. We're going to have so much money coming in. I don't have to worry about money. But why wouldn't I want to help people if I can? Why wouldn't I want to take care of their financial future? Why wouldn't I want to give them the opportunity to live the lifestyle they want to live? And of course, the banker was a little puzzled. He's a banker. They never give anything away. But this showed me the heart of OnPassive. It showed me the heart of Ash Mufara. And really the individuals that are in OnPassive today, we have that same feeling of helping people get to a place where their life is changing and they're taking care of that bottom line. This is OnPassive. It's a really, really big deal. And I was really pleased to see that part of Ash. It was really, really, really a big deal for me. Last thing I want to share with you is the customer side, just very, very quickly. I believe 80% of the people coming into OnPassive will be customers. And it can be K through 12, it can be colleges, it can be small, medium, large businesses, it can be governments. OnPassive is a total business solution. It is a total personal solution. And 80% of the people that come in and participate with OnPassive, they don't care about OnPassive. They want the best technology they can get to make their jobs easier online. OnPassive has that, and they want it at a lower cost. That's OnPassive all the way. But about 20% of the people out there, it's a little different story. And this is really the genius behind OnPassive. As people come in and they have a hard time affording the products of OnPassive, they're going to come in, they're going to use the products, they're going to love them, and they're going to pay, but they're always going to wonder, how am I going to make that monthly payment month after month after month? And what OnPassive has done is these individuals come in and start paying the monthly payment. Over time, the cost of that payment will go down. Over time, the cost of that payment will be zero. And over time, the OnPassive will pay the customer to use the products. Now, when you think about our two customers, I can tell you, I don't believe we'll ever lose a customer. And it's so ingenious to give those individuals that are on a very, very tight budget the opportunity to not only lower the cost of the product, but OnPassive paying them to use the product. And I believe those individuals, as they come in, eventually they're going to get rid of the business they were marketing. They'll get into OnPassive full time because they're making more money with OnPassive than they were with the business that they're in. I've shared with you a lot of things today. I want you to keep it very, very simple. Focus on those 4 things I initially talked about: self-funding, forced to be successful, traffic, customers, royalty, and then focus on the the sheer volume that OnPassive is going to be bringing in. And when you think about the volume, those 4 simple things, coming in, paying the $97, becoming a founding member, you're in a really unique position as OnPassive launches to the world this year to take advantage of everything OnPassive, an automated business that you come in, we pay OnPassive, we outsource to OnPassive the building of our business. That's the membership levels, that's the monthly fee. And because of how superior OnPassive is, none of us, as we look at the monthly fees, will ever have to pay that. It will come out of the proceeds we make with OnPassive. You're in a great place. All of us here, OnPassive was made for you and I believe that it's going to change lives in a major, major way this year. Marty, I'm going to turn it back over to you. Go ahead and take it wherever you want, and we'll kick it around a little bit. Marty, go ahead.
Boom, baby. That was beautiful,
Boom.
Mike. Boom. That's right. Yeah, I just want to emphasize a couple different things that Mike said. Keep in mind, all the products that OnPassive will have, don't think about this as a promoting platform or something for business like that. It's been that for 2 years. It's everything you could need online. When you turn on your computer, OnPassive will have it. You could be a bystander or you could be part of it. Either way, you will know about OnPassive. The other thing I wanted to tell you is, like Mike said, if you decide to be a founder and you want a team, you're going to have a team built for you after launch. You can build one before, in fact, I recommend it. But if you're not comfortable doing that, but yet you want a team beforehand, send them to Zooms just like this. There's 2 a week that we have, and I know there's Zooms all over the world in different languages. Trevor Peters has a Zoom. Red Redford has a Zoom for the UK. There's hundreds of Zooms in different time frames and time zones where you can get there and share it with anybody you know. We will build it for you. Just keep that in mind. The other thing I wanted to let you know is, some people look at a business like this and the products and say, well, I don't use this and I don't use that, and what good would that be for me? Look, a lot of people buy stuff at Walmart that I don't use, but if I own part of that cash register and I got bing, bing, cling, 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 every time somebody went through, I got a little piece of the pie, I don't care what people are buying, right? We don't care. Because if the volume is under you, you get paid on it. The volume is under you, by people above you, and by the company. It's coming anyway. It doesn't matter what they're buying or what they like. It's going to be available for them. It's going to be top notch, best quality in the world. The technology will be second to none. So it's a win, 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 win. Look at it as you own a few cash registers. A couple months later, you own a couple stores. A couple months later, you own 50 stores with 500 cash registers. That's what could happen in OnPassive. So keep that in mind. I'm going to introduce some people that's been in OnPassive, some longer than me and Mike and Dan. I want to introduce first Cindy Hopkins. We all have met Cindy Hopkins in the business because she's a big-time leader and outstanding woman. I'd like Cindy to give her point of view because it's much more important than mine. Okay. Anyway, here's Cindy.
Well, hi, Marty. Thank you so much. How are you today, Marty? I guess he muted himself out.
No, any better, Sandy, and I couldn't stand it.
Well, I noticed, and I never noticed till today what cute dimples you have, by the way. I just noticed that. And, these guys are phenomenal. OnPassive Nation is the group that's giving this wonderful public webinar today. And I hope that you are one of the blessed people that made it here to decide whether you want to be a founder. But Mike Ellis did an awesome job, as he really always does, in explaining how our wonderful business works. And I'll tell you, to me, he nailed it. He nails it every time. But what really jumps out at me and is that because I've been a business owner and in the brick and mortar world, having had a finance company as well as a mortgage company and a marketing firm and a restaurant and an apparel store. I mean, I was always multitasked, so I've always loved people. I've always loved dealing with people, but never in my life have I seen anything like this. And what Mike Ellis said, and really pay attention to these words here in OnPassive as a Go founder, going into OnPassive, every single one of us, and look at these gentlemen up here, every single one of us are going to be forced to be successful. Really let that sink in. I mean, if in my apparel store, for example, if you told me that, okay, open up this store and every customer in town and from the town next door is going to be coming into your shop because we're going to force your success. I mean, do you think I'd be happy about that? We are forced to be successful. Now, the other beautiful part is that every one of us help each other. All right, we don't compete here. I mean, of course, we all love to build our team because we all love to help people. Every single one of us love to help other people. I see Trevor Peters making all those, and of course, Dan Street and Red Redfern and Roger Dumlau. I mean, you guys are awesome the way that you help so many people and like me, I love helping people as much as I can. But again, Mike Ellis nails it when he says, I mean, why even look further, folks? You're going to be forced to be successful. You can jump in and, hey, if it's not for you, we're not going to tackle you and hold you down. But my gosh, I mean, I have brought every single person that I love into this wonderful company. I have brought even some of my enemies into this company because it's kind of nice if you can actually earn from the efforts of your enemies. They become your friends. How wonderful is that? You've just got to jump in. And I do want to definitely thank each and every one of the presenters today. I mean, you guys do an awesome job. And of course, we're all just volunteers because we see what's coming. And do yourself a favor, definitely jump in with us. We'll help you every step of the way. We're all one team here. We help each other. Thank you, Marty. I appreciate it. I'll just stand by, okay?
Thank you, Cindy. That's why we love you, Cindy. Anytime I see your name, I'm going to grab you. Let's talk to Trevor Peters. Trevor Peters is building a team. He's been on Passive for a while. Trevor, what's up about on Passive?
Marty,
Blew
Mike,
you away.
Dan, you guys are all awesome. Thank you for having me on here. You know, I joined OnPassive back in August, early August, back in 2018. I'd been run through the ringer by, I could probably count them on maybe an additional hand here too, how many different programs that lacked the amount of heart and technology that OnPassive had. And, you know, the more and more that I learned about it, just those 2 videos that Ash had, we didn't even have a name for the company at the time, much less a website. That little seed of a glimmer of hope is the reason that every single one of us are here. It's kind of like the heart of OnPassive started back then, and it's just pumping and pumping and pumping. And Marty and Dan and Mike especially, because he was doing all the YouTube videos, really struck a fire underneath my butt about 6 months ago. Seeing the massive success and the huge team that these guys were putting together, it was really inspirational to me. I've never done any Zoom meetings like this or anything before. And I would say that I am a sub-average marketer at best, and never really had any success online. And I saw this right away as an opportunity to bring people with us. I was like, one time out of pocket and only 97 now. That's unheard of. I'm in. You know, I've spent countless dollars on those other failures before that just led me to dead end. Had to turn around and press on the gas again and find out which was the true path. And thanks for letting me have the voice here today, guys. I really appreciate all of the effort and everything that every one of us in OnPassive is contributing, even if it's only a like or a share. And it really means so much. One thing that Ash kind of started when we first joined and had conversations back then, one of his key phrases was stacking the cool. So here I go, guys. Stacking the cool. Take care.
Trevor, thank you very much, buddy. I'll be on your next Zoom. Let me introduce a gentleman that's been on our team for a long, long time. He's from the Philippines, very sharp individual. And I would like to hear, Roger, what is it about OnPassive that just intrigued you to join?
Hello everyone. Mabuhay mga kababayan. My name is Roger Dumlao from Manila, Philippines. I am a leadership council member here to help you however I can. I became a founder last March 2019 when I first met Marty, DeGarmo, Mike Ellis, and Dan Street. During those days, there are very little videos on the internet or even these live webinars. And as I listened to them, I felt their sincerity to help me earn money online. It's very hard to see this sincerity with other people. And for me, as an overseas worker, going home to the Philippines, going to different countries, I have tried to find so many times to find that one thing that will provide for me and for my family, and to give me the time to enjoy it with them. And I found it with OnPassive. I like OnPassive because it's 100% fully automated. It's very affordable for me, and it's AI driven. Now, as an engineer, automation is very good for me. I believe in automation. So I signed up under Dan Street, and you know, to my surprise, the more I learned about OnPassive, the more I appreciated our CEO, Ash Mafari's vision. He has this vision of caring for the 97% of people who did not earn in the online. He made OnPassive for the likes of us. OnPassive is an artificial intelligence with a heart. It will give us a lifetime of financial and time freedom. It has unlimited global community and support, and the excellent products or tools and services that they offer, which is very top of the line. Now that, for me, is true value. And there's so much more. I can't even say half of them, but Mike Ellis does it so good. And I'm not a techie, I'm not a computer wizard, and also I'm not a marketer. But when somebody asked me, what would I do when I make it to the top? I said I would reach out my hand back down for the rest to help. And there's a lot of us more in the Leadership Council who feels the same. We all have this generous heart to help each other out. And that is why OnPassive for me is number one. Back to you, Marty.
Roger, great job, buddy. I knew you were a champion a long time ago. Very good job. Red Redford, you got to wrap this up for us. You're the only one that could possibly do that if you're still online. There he is.
I am. How you doing? Right. A couple of answering of the Q&As. The usual ones is OnPassive legal. Yes, it is. It's registered. It was registered back in June of 2018 in Orlando, Florida. It's also registered within 200 countries within the globe at the moment. When I mean countries, I mean states and countries. It has the onpassive.com the name registered for 10 years. So that answers that question. It is a registered legal company within originally within Orlando, Florida, USA, and now subsequently in 200 other states and countries around the world. Some of the other questions that we've had asked here is generally people have been asking about signing up and all the rest of it. Our recommendation always is please get back to the person who's introduced you to this webinar to sign up under them, because they are the people that are going to help you at the end of the day. And this is exactly what OnPassive is about, to be honest, is we are all here to help every single one of you people here. So please get in contact with the person that has brought you here in the first place. You know, OnPassive is nothing like you know about in internet marketing or anything now that you have seen online at all. We are all about helping each other, and that's exactly what we are all about. So please get in contact with the person who's brought you here. We are a family. We are all here for each other, and that is really what I'm trying to say here, is that the whole ethos of what we are about is to help each other. You know, we are, at the end of the day, myself, Marty, Dan and Mike have been around the block a long time. We've never seen anything like this at all, and all we are trying to do is to share what we know and what we think and we know is going to be an awesome experience for all of us. You know, things like this don't come around very often. So my advice, not their advice, is my advice is have a good look at this, because you will not be disappointed with what you're seeing. You know, we are completely open. We are not hiding anything. The people who have brought you here for one reason only, is because they love you, because they respect you, and because they feel like we do, that this is a very open, honest company to get involved in. And one thing that I will mention is that the $97 at the moment that you will pay is 100% refundable and safe. You know, if you don't like what you see, you can get your money back. It's as simple as that. So dive in, have a look like we all have done. It's a fantastic community to be part of, and the opportunity for you people and the normal people that we all are is going to be absolutely amazing. I'm so excited about what the future holds. Thanks very much, Marty.
Thanks, Fred. Trevor has something to say. Yeah, go ahead, Trevor. We're on good time.
Yeah, I just wanted to give Brett a special shout out. Thanks for doing all that you do. You really hustle hard. You're always helping everyone behind the scenes. And I don't feel you get enough credit, man. So thank you for everything that you do. You got me in here. So thanks.
Trevor, thanks very much, mate. I like the shades.
Yeah, thanks, Fred. I always appreciate you, bud. I hope you know that. And Dan, we're doing very good on time here. Do you have anything, Dan? I know you got words of wisdom. You give it to me every day. Let everybody else hear it.
Marty, I also would like to say one other thing after Dan, okay?
Okay, yeah, no problem.
If you don't mind.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, I'll just be quick. I am just addressing this to, reiterate everything that Mike talked about and Marty talked about and all the other leaders here that have talked about is this opportunity just doesn't come around ever, and when you think about all the opportunity, I think about all the opportunities, all the companies that I've been involved in the past. Not one of them has been done 100% of my marketing. Now, one of them has not had some kind of a prerequisite for me or to make money. There's a lot of companies out there that'll say, okay, in order for you to earn your money, you have to recruit so many people, you have to do this. There's a lot of pre-qualifications involved with these companies. Not so with OnPassive. OnPassive is very unique. They're unique in a lot of ways. They're unique in the fact that they've got proprietary products. They've got AI products that have never been seen before. These are built from scratch, everybody. So a lot of you new people have to understand that. These are not Me Too products. These are built from scratch, proprietary products. And the team that Ash has put around himself, the techs in India, oh, shout out to everybody in India, because they are amazing, amazing people. And from the, Marty was talking, or Mike was talking about the bankers and the tech people that he's gotten from other companies, unbelievable. So Ash has been very transparent to us. I mean, Cindy can attest to that because she's known him for quite a while and been close to him for quite a while. We know the character of Ash Mufareh, and he's the real deal, guys. And so if you're looking for an opportunity that'll do pretty much build your business for you, you'll never see anything like this. So that's what I have for right now. Thanks, Marty. Take it away, Cindy.
Thank you, Dan. And you're so right. You know, one of the things that I hadn't mentioned that, you know, and again, Mike always touches on all of that, but it's the fact that we don't have any quotas. When we launch, there will be no quotas. Not only that, we'll be paid daily, guys. I mean, if you're owed, you can bring it out every day. You're not going to have to pay huge fees and all of that. But here's the thing, and I know every one of these gentlemen feel the same way. You know, they're all really good leaders, fantastic leaders. I'm an adequate leader. I try my best, but the one thing that I've done in the past, as I've, you know, grown teams, I get into something and I'm so crazy about it, and it looks really good and all that is great, and I bring in people, and pretty soon, because they can't bring in people, again, I love people and I have a good list, but they don't. And so what happens is they start dropping out. Well, and they've lost money. All right. Now, as a leader, and I know all these fellows will attest to this, that, you know, they think we don't care, but that's not true. We all get in this because we want to earn money. All right. Ash Mufareh, our CEO, hates talking about earning money. I mean, he almost finds it vulgar, but yet he wants us all to do phenomenally well. On the other hand, I need to talk about earning money because, you know, I need the extra income. And the fact that each and every individual that I bring into this company or share this wonderful, wonderful business with, they're guaranteed to earn. Give it time, folks. You're guaranteed to earn. Now, it may not happen overnight. Who cares? The fact that you only have to dig into your pocket once out of pocket once we launch, you know, and as a founder, the company will also market your business for you for a full year. I'm talking a full year. Our company is going to market your business for you for a full year to the entire world. And that, and all these fellows know, that is absolutely huge. So number one, I bring someone in, I don't have to worry about them so much. I know 100% that person is going to make money. And that's a life changer. That is something. You think I don't want to share this with the world? You better believe I do. And organizations, churches, people that I care about, uh, uh, groups that need the extra fundraising, schools. I mean, there's so much. But again, you guys do phenomenal. Roger said he's no techie. I'm not a techie either. All you have to do is care about people. And, you know, all of you folks say it so well, and I thank you, and I applaud you, and thank you for allowing me to speak. I very much appreciate it, and I love the leadership here with OnPassive Nation. They are absolutely an awesome bunch of people, and you guys are great. Thank you again.
Cindy Hopkins, thank you, thank you, thank you. You're the best for sure. What I'm going to do now is, it's almost been an hour. I think we covered a lot. We covered enough that it should be in your head to go, you know, let me look more into this. Or some of you are going to say, I heard enough, I'm in. I don't know how many, but we did when we heard it. In fact, we didn't hear this much when we got in. But anyway, check it out. Like Red said, there's no pressure. We don't need the pressure to get people in. We have people joining every day. Right now, there's over 186,000 people, okay? People are joining because they need help. They want something different. They're tired of getting ripped off. They're tired of jumping to 6 different programs a year. This is not a program. This is a home. You find it, you get inside, you're going to love the furniture. You're going to love the feeling of this home. You'll never leave. Anyway, that's all I have. God bless everybody. And we're on every Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern, every Saturday, 4 p.m. Eastern. And we're here to share this business until it launches. Invite people here. You'll be here today. If you're a founder today, you can invite your friends next Tuesday. I'll see you all and have a great weekend.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you.
See
Bye,
y'all later.
folks.